What is up, YouTube? Intricate Explorer here today. I'm an adventure photographer, and today I'm in the middle of San Antonio, Texas. I'm on my way to hit San Fernando Church, which was actually recommended to me by my friends and grandparents. I was just asking what the best things to do in Texas, San Antonio are, and this is what they told me, so I'm gonna check it out. Apparently it's got some really dope old school architecture to it. It's right down the street from me, and I'm planning on getting the outside of it and hopefully the inside of it if it's open. So let's do it. All right, well, here it is, y'all. Look at that. Wow. I love the dark contrasting colors of it. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna get a shot from the outside of it first, looking up. Probably gonna use a wide angle lens to get this whole thing in frame because it's huge. Jumping ahead to the future when I'm editing this photo. As you can see, I'm gonna put up the comparison of the before and the after photo. The before photo, you can see the giant building on the side just makes the entire photo look super unbalanced. So I actually just removed that and then copied the other little tiny building on the side and pasted it there to add that symmetry. The reason I did this is because symmetry gives images power. So I really want to show how powerful and epic this church looks, so that's why I'm removing this side. Anyway, back to the exploration. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go inside the church now. Might not be able to talk a lot, so depending on how many people are here, we'll see what happens, but I'll at least get some good film and shots in. Wow, that church is absolutely insane. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm actually gonna get a shot of the ceiling. So I'm gonna set it as wide as I can, 10 millimeters. And basically what I'm gonna do is lay on the floor directly centered in the middle, center aisle, and then basically look up and then just hold my breath and try to align all the lines on the screen as perfectly as possible for symmetry and get a shot of the ceiling. So check that out. So let's take a second to talk about proper etiquette for doing photography inside of a church or a place of worship of any kind. Rule number one is you generally just want to walk in, be as quiet as possible. Don't vlog, walking, talking. Just be respectful of the environment and people in there that are praying, worshiping. Secondly, I wouldn't bring a tripod in. Unless you're ready to be asked for special permission, because the moment you bring out a tripod, people start asking questions. Are you making profit off this? You need a special license, all that kind of stuff, and it just kind of adds this whole other step that you have to be weary of. So sure, you can try and bring your tripod in, and I definitely do sometimes, but just be ready to be asked that and tell people that you're an amateur photographer or whatever you're doing. And thirdly, don't cross lines and boundaries and stuff like that. Just be aware that there's probably going to be random things you don't know about that exist within that culture. For example, I walked in the church with my hat on, didn't realize that's something you're not supposed to do, so they told me to take it off. So just be ready for random things you don't even know about or think about, and because it's a completely different culture in there, and there's a lot of respect that happens in these places. So, just be careful. So now I'm taking some time to hover around the outskirts of the church, namely the plaza behind the church. It's kind of this hidden little secret plaza, and there's these great little red leafed plants, and there's also this great statue of Mary right up here that I really want to get in frame. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use the red that comes from these plants as like a, the blood of Christ kind of symbolism. The green from the leaves really works well with the red as well. They're very complementary colors. And then I'm gonna outline Mary in the middle of that. So something along these lines, something like that. This line, ow. Speaking of the blood of Christ, they're actually a thorn bush. I just cut myself on it. This line right here, actually going straight down the middle, just perfectly in the middle, divided by white to add that nice little shape symbolism. I've been really trying to incorporate random shapes and straight lines in my photography to add that extra touch that you don't think about but is there in the background. Wow, well I just scared the shit out of myself again. I literally just dropped the whole camera on the ground from like 2 feet. Same thing that happened with my long range lenses. I keep picking up the the tripod, thinking the camera is completely attached to it, and it's not. So this literally happened twice now. Luckily my lens isn't broken. I tested it. I did freak out for a second though, because I had the white balance set to incandescent from shooting inside the church. So it was actually like blue for a second, everything outside, and I was freaking out. I'm like, why the fuck is everything blue? It's broken. But it's not. It's just because I adjusted the white balance for the inside of the church, which basically just means I made it so it wouldn't be like that orangey glow inside the church, and it would actually color correct properly. One of the biggest things that's ever stuck with me as a photographer is the concept of minimalism. You really want to keep it as simple as possible with your element. You find your subject and then you find a way to isolate that so everything in that photo just tells about that subject, and that's it. You want to try and eliminate as many things. So in doing this, you're really putting the focus on the subject and you're not making it confusing. When you look at a snapshot, for example, of just a random building from a random angle, you look at it and you say, well, what's the subject? Like, what am I supposed to look at? And it's confusing. So you look away and you don't find it very appealing. But when you could look at a photo and see exactly what it is the artist is trying to tell you, that's a successful photo. Ways to do this involve patterns, straight lines, all those kind of things. When you have patterns, it makes the eye see everything else in correlation except for the one thing that's supposed to stand out. Same with straight lines. They help the viewer say, no, okay, that's normal, now this is the actual subject. So use those to your advantage. For example, here's a shot of the doorway right next to me, and I want to make it, simple. I want to show that there's a wall, there's a door, and some trees. I don't want anything else in the subject. So check this out. So this church was actually built sometime between 1738 and 1750. It wasn't until 1868 though that they actually enlarged it and added the whole Gothic style architecture that you see present here. It used to be a much smaller church, but it is actually the oldest cathedral in the state of Texas and one of the oldest in the United States. Needless to say, this church is dope as fuck. All right, so now that church shoot is done, I'm gonna go find some hole-in-the-wall restaurant to eat at in San Antonio because I heard the food is amazing out here. All right, so I ended up at this place called Garcia's. Check it out. So, see what's going on. This place is pretty crowded. Yeah, it's not off the main street. You have to drive a little ways to get to it. It's a little bit past the river. Home of the brisket taco. I'm basically just gonna get 2 brisket tacos and 2 fajita tacos. And that's about it. Oh my god, I completely forgot to take a photo of it. I was just so hungry I started eating it. It's amazing. Got this habanero hot sauce on it. Check that out. Boom. Look at that. Oh my god, that was fucking amazing. Like, seriously, one of the best tacos I've ever had in my life. If you're ever in San Antonio, check it out. It's called Garcia's Mexican Food to Go. So, I think that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Drop me a like, subscribe, you know all the details. Gonna be in Lost Maples next. So, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Peace.